This is always super interesting.
Performing checklist reader startup sequence.
Turbine Duke.
Checklist for Beechcraft Turbine Duke loaded. Fine.
Perform checklist.
Before takeoff checklist, reading aloud. Flaps, approach or set or as required. Trims, set. Oil and battery temperatures, checked. Air conditioning, off or set. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Wing pumps, on or set. Ignition, on or auto or off or as required. Ice protection panel,
Aerial
set.
sightseeing reveals
Weather
patterns
radar,
that are easy
standby
to
or
miss
set
on.
or off or on or as required. Lights, set or as required or checked. Engine limits 1260 torques and 805 CITT, checked. Before takeoff checklist complete. The climb checklist would be next on the list.
Right engine is broken.
Engine start checklist. Limits are bus volts 15 minimum. ITT less than 1090 C starter off at 52%. Hey, I did not hear you on that one. Limits are bus volts 15 minimum. Ignition.
Stop checklist.
Roger, pausing the checklist. Sure thing.
Perform climb checklist.
Climb checklist, reading aloud. Engine instruments, checked. Gear and flaps, up. Ignition, auto or set or on or off or as required. Oil doors, open or set or closed or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Cabin altitude, differential, and climb, checked. Lights, set or as required or checked. Cabin temperature mode, set. Climb checklist complete. We are likely continuing with the cruise checklist.
Get rid of the overspeed horn. The right engine produces much less power.
Command not recognized. Please try again. Fine by me. Connecting to simulator. Simulator connection established. Simulator connection disabled. Roger. Command not recognized. Please try again. Please select a checklist section to continue. Mic off.
Tsar Mountain, Canada. We have to use much more The right power lever to get the same torque. It's now maxed out. Best climb is like 120 in this one. Tsar Mountain, 3,474 meters. Let's see if anyone is on top. Look at that. I think 11.5 is a decent cruising altitude at this point. Autopilot on.
Mic on. OK, HM.
Perform cruise checklist.
Cruise checklist, reading aloud. Ignition, set. Oil doors, open or set or closed or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Ice protection, set. Fuel imbalance at or below 25 gallons, checked. Cruise checklist complete. Next checklist on the schedule seems to be the descent checklist. Mic off.
I like this Canada scenery. These are the Northern Rockies, I suppose. There should be some sort of building straight ahead. It may be on ground level. I mean at the bottom of the valley. If you are watching, my internet sucks. Upload is not very good. Yeah, I'm trying to cope with rubbish internet connection right now. I put the bitrate a bit down so the scenery might even load. We'll check that Columbia Icefield skywalk out.
Columbia Icefield Skywalk, Improvement District Number 12. The Columbia Icefield Skywalk is a thrilling tourist attraction situated in Improvement District Number 12, Canada. Nestled amid the stunning Canadian Rockies, it offers visitors a unique experience suspended high above the Sunwapta Valley. The skywalk is a long, U-shaped glass platform that extends out from the cliffside, providing breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding landscape. Constructed with immense attention to safety, the skywalk allows guests to marvel at the awe-inspiring natural beauty while feeling securely protected. The transparent floor beneath their feet provides a sensation of walking on air, offering an unparalleled perspective of the rugged mountains, glaciers, and expansive valleys below. Informational panels throughout the skywalk provide intriguing details about the region's geological history, wildlife, and indigenous cultures. Moreover, the Columbia Icefield Skywalk offers a range of activities and amenities, including guided tours,
Athabasca Glacier.
interpretive programs, and a
The
visitor
Athabasca
center.
Glacier is one of the
Whether
6
seeking
principal
adventure,
toes of the
photography
Columbia Icefield.
opportunities,
It
or
is one of the
simply
most
in search of
visited
a serene
glaciers in North
experience in
America
nature,
and serves
the
as a
skywalk
stark
promises
reminder
an
of glacial
unforgettable journey
retreat.
through Canada's
The
striking
glacier has been
wilderness.
retreating since the mid-19th century, with markers placed along the valley floor to indicate its historical extent. It is a vital water source for the Athabasca River system. Be aware of potential mountain waves and downdrafts near the icefield edges. Ensure you remain well above the glacier's surface to avoid turbulence. Identify a massive, tongue-like expanse of white and blue ice spilling down from the higher Columbia Icefield Plateau. It is surrounded by barren, rocky moraines. Given your current heading of 90 degrees, the glacier is positioned slightly behind your starboard beam. You are currently passing the southern edge of the ice field. The scale of the Columbia ice field is best appreciated from high altitude. Use your current 11,502-foot cruise to capture the full breadth of the ice mass.
Pretty cool. Columbia ice field. I forgot that I was on autopilot. We'll go over to the Columbia ice field. Yeah, I'm gonna need some radar trim because the power asymmetry is pretty great. Something's wrong with the right engine.
Athabasca Glacier. One of the 6 principal toes of the Columbia ice field, this glacier is one of the most visited in North America. It is easily accessible from the ice field's parkway. The glacier has been retreating significantly since the mid-1800s due to climate warming. It serves as a primary indicator for glacial recession studies in the region. Be aware of potential turbulence caused by the steep mountain walls surrounding the glacier valley. Observe all local park flight restrictions. Identify the long, tongue-like shape of the glacier flowing down from the higher icefield plateau toward the valley floor. Given your ground speed of 238 knots, you will pass the glacier to your immediate right in less than
Athabasca River. Nice. Mount Columbia. Pretty steep one. 3,700 meters. Seems to be around 12,500. This is insane. Insane scenery.
Columbia Ice Field. The Columbia Ice Field is the largest ice field in the Rocky Mountains of North America. It straddles the boundary between British Columbia and Alberta and acts as a major hydrological apex. Formed during the last glacial period, it has been a subject of intense glaciological study.
Let's go check out that Abraham Lake.
Columbia Ice Field. The Columbia Ice Field is the largest ice field in the Rocky Mountains of North America. It straddles the Continental Divide and feeds several major glaciers. Formed during the last ice age, the ice field has been
I need quite a bit of rudder trim.
Sunwapta Falls. Sunwapta Falls consists of upper and lower waterfalls fed by the Athabasca Glacier, creating a powerful display of glacial meltwater. The name is derived from the Stony Nakota language, meaning turbulent river, which accurately describes the flow during the spring melt. Be aware of potential turbulence caused by the narrow canyon walls surrounding the falls. Ensure you remain well above the terrain at all times. Look for a sharp bend in the river where the water turns.
Athabasca Glacier. The Athabasca Glacier is one of the 6 principal toes of the Columbia ice field. It is one of the most visited glaciers in North America. The glacier has been retreating steadily since the mid-19th century, with the rate of recession accelerating in recent decades. It serves as a critical indicator of regional climate change and glacial health. Be aware of potential turbulence near the ice surface caused by temperature differentials. Keep a respectful distance from the glacier face.
Bridal Whale Falls. I think I've heard of this.
Athabasca Glacier. The Athabasca Glacier is one of the 6 principal toes of the Columbia ice field. It is one of the most visited glaciers in North America due to its accessibility from the Icefields Parkway. The glacier has been retreating steadily since the mid-19th century.
Bridal Veil Falls, Banff. Bridal Veil Fall is a waterfall in Banff National Park, Alberta, Canada. It originates in the Huntington Glacier on the slopes
Falls
of
consists
Mountain.
of upper and lower
Its
falls
waters
fed
drain
by
into
the
Nigel
Athabasca
Creek,
Glacier,
then into
creating
the
a
North
powerful
Saskatchewan
display
River
of
at the
glacial
big bend of the
meltwater.
Icefields Parkway.
The name is derived from
It
the
is a
Stony
Class 4
Nakota
waterfall,
language, meaning
with a drop of
turbulent river.
1,200
The area
feet,
is narrow.
370
Ensure you have
meters, and a
sufficient
width of
terrain
20
clearance
feet,
before
6.1
descending for a
meters.
closer look.
The tallest
Identify the
single
falls
drop
by
is
the deep,
400
narrow
feet,
canyon carved into
120
the
meters.
limestone and the bright turquoise color of the water. Located slightly to your right, you should be able to spot the canyon feature within 3 minutes of flight time. Follow the Sunwapta River upstream to
Big Bend Peak. Big Bend Peak is a 2,804 meter, 9,199 foot, mountain summit located in the upper North Saskatchewan River Valley in Banff National Park, in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta, Canada. Its nearest higher peak is Mount Saskatchewan, 5.5 kilometers 3.4 miles to the south. Big Bend Peak is situated on the west side of the Icefields Parkway 4 kilometers southwest of the Big Bend in the road, hence the peak's name origin.
Closing up to Lake Abraham. should be good.
Cloister Mountains. Cloister Mountains is a mountain range in Alberta, Canada. Cloister Mountains were so named on account of the shape of their outline. White Goat Wilderness Area. The White Goat Wilderness Area is a provincially designated wilderness area in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta. It was established in 1961 and it, as one of the 3 wilderness areas of Alberta, has the strictest form of government protection
Saskatchewan
available
River
in Canada.
Crossing, the confluence of the North Saskatchewan, Howes, and Messiah rivers. It serves as a vital junction in the heart of Banff National Park. Historically used by First Nations and later by fur traders and explorers like David Thompson to navigate the treacherous mountain passes. Be aware of downdrafts near the river valleys. Always maintain minimum safe altitudes over national park terrain. Look for the distinct Y-shaped intersection of 3 wide river channels nestled in a deep valley floor.
It is
At
near
your
the
current
north
heading
end
of
Banff
98
National
degrees
Park,
and
the south end of Jasper National Park, and east of the Columbia Icefield. Mountains rise to over 3,300 meters, 10,800 feet. The area has rugged mountains, glacier-carved valleys, mountain lakes, waterfalls, and alpine meadows. There are 2 distinct vegetation zones. Above 2,100 meters, 6,900 feet, the tree line are grasses, sedges, and wildflowers. Below that are spruce, fir, and lodgepole pine. Animals in the lower regions include woodland caribou, western moose, Rocky Mountain elk, white-tailed deer, mule deer, grizzly bear, black bear, cougar, coyote, northern Rocky Mountain wolf, and wolverine. Animals in the upper regions include golden-mantled ground squirrels, bighorn sheep, mountain goat, hoary marmot, pika, white-tailed ptarmigan, gray-crowned rosy finch, water pipit and horned lark. Eagles are seen in both the lower and upper regions.
I don't remember if this one has the nearest option. It might not have.
Mount Wilson. Mount Wilson is a prominent peak in the Waputink Range of the Canadian Rockies.
Roger. On to Ram Falls, elevation 5,400.
Messiah Lake. Messiah Lake is a stunning glacial-fed body of water located in the Messiah River Valley. It is known for its vibrant turquoise color caused by suspended glacial silt. The lake was formed by the retreat of glaciers in the Canadian Rockies. It has long served as a landmark for travelers navigating the Icefields Parkway corridor. Maintain a safe altitude above the surrounding peaks. Be aware of potential downdrafts near the valley walls. Look for a distinct, elongated turquoise lake nestled in a deep valley.
Mount Murchison. Mount Murchison is a prominent peak in the Canadian Rockies, standing as a massive limestone massif visible from great distances. Named by James Hector in 1858 after Sir Roderick Murchison,
a famous British geologist and president of the Royal Geographical Society. Be aware of potential turbulence near the peak due to wind flowing over the high terrain. Maintain a safe distance from the rock face. Identify the mountain by its massive, sheer cliff faces and layered sedimentary rock structure that dominates.
Okay, let's start heading down.
Mic on. Alrighty.
Perform descent checklist.
Descent checklist, reading aloud. Cabin altitude goal, set. Navigation, set. Ignition, on or auto or set or as required. Oil doors, open or set or closed or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as
Abraham
required.
Lake.
Ice protection,
Abraham Lake is a
set.
large, man-made
Descent checklist
reservoir
complete.
created by the Bighorn
The approach
Dam on the
checklist
North
seems to
Saskatchewan
be
River.
next.
It is world famous for the unique frozen methane bubbles that appear in the ice during the winter months. The lake was formed in 1972 following the completion of the Bighorn Dam. It was named after Silas Abraham, a resident of the Kootenay Plains who lived in the area during the 19th century.
Perform descent checklist.
Descent checklist, reading aloud. Cabin altitude goal, set. Navigation, set. Ignition, on or auto or set or as required. Oil doors, open or set or closed or as required. Ice
Saskatchewan
deflectors, on
River
or set
crossing.
or off or as required.
This is the historic
protection,
confluence of the
set.
North Saskatchewan,
Descent checklist
Mistaya,
complete.
and Howells rivers.
Next checklist
It
on the
serves as a
schedule
vital
seems to be the
junction for
approach
travelers
checklist.
navigating the Icefields
Connecting
Parkway.
to simulator.
Historically,
Simulator connection
this location
established.
was a key trading post for fur traders and explorers like David Thompson. It has long been a natural meeting point for indigenous peoples and early European settlers. Maintain a safe altitude above the valley floor and watch for
Athabasca Glacier, one of the 6 principal toes of the Columbia Icefield. The Athabasca Glacier is one of the most visited glaciers in North America. The glacier has retreated more than
Yeah, you are a
5
bit
kilometers
late.
over the past
We were at
125
Columbia like
years.
10
It is a
minutes
vital
ago.
site for ongoing glaciological
Command
research.
not recognized.
Avoid flying directly
Please
into
try
the valley
again.
winds that often
Please
funnel
select
through
the
the
checklist
glacier's
section
path.
to
Keep
continue.
a respectful distance from the steep terminal moraine. Identify the glacier by its distinct tongue of ice extending down from the main ice field into the valley floor. Given your current descent and heading, the glacier will appear to your right front quadrant shortly. The contrast between the dark rocky moraine and the bright blue ice makes for excellent aerial photography. Saskatchewan River Crossing. This is the historic confluence of the North Saskatchewan, Mistaya, and Howells rivers. It serves as a vital junction in the Icefields Parkway region, surrounded by towering peaks. Historically, this location was a crucial meeting point for fur traders and explorers navigating the treacherous mountain passes. It remains a key logistical hub for travelers exploring the Banff and Jasper National Parks. Maintain a safe altitude above the valley floor to avoid downdrafts near the river confluence. Always monitor local airspace requirements for Banff National Park. Look for the distinct Y-shaped intersection where the 3 rivers meet,
Give me
creating
the
a
current
wide,
weather.
gravel-filled riverbed surrounded by dense forest. At your current heading of 127 degrees and 188 kT, the crossing will appear off your left wing in approximately 45 seconds. You are well positioned to view the river
Give
valley
me
as
the
you descend.
current
Follow
weather.
the river valley downstream for a scenic route toward the plains, but keep a sharp eye out for sudden terrain elevation changes.
Perform approach checklist.
Approach checklist, reading aloud. Cabin altitude, differential, and rate, checked. Cabin temperature mode, off or set. Fuel selectors and imbalance, checked. Propellers high RPM, set. Lights, on or set or as required. Windshield and prop heats, set. Altimeters, set. Ignition, on or auto or set or as required. Wing pumps, on or set. Oil doors, open or set or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Approach checklist complete. Possibly next comes the landing checklist.
Mistaya Canyon. Mistaya Canyon is a deep, narrow gorge carved by the Mistaya River through limestone bedrock. It is famous for its dramatic, twirling rock formations and the powerful turquoise water rushing through the tight passage. The canyon was formed over thousands of years by glacial meltwater erosion. It has long been a point of interest for travelers along the historic Banff-Jasper Highway, which was completed in the 1940s. Maintain a safe altitude above the canyon walls to avoid downdrafts. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements. For mountainous terrain. Look for a distinct, narrow V-shaped cut in the forest floor where the river turns sharply. The limestone walls appear pale gray against the surrounding dark green coniferous forest. At your current heading of 116 degrees and altitude of 7,426 ft, the canyon will appear off your right wing in approximately 1 minute. You are currently passing slightly north of the feature. Follow the Mistaya River Valley downstream for a scenic route toward the Saskatchewan River crossing. Keep a sharp lookout for other aircraft navigating this popular corridor.
Low pass.
North Saskatchewan River, a major river system flowing from the Rocky Mountains across the prairies of Alberta and Saskatchewan. It serves as a vital ecological corridor and historical transport route. The river was a primary route for First Nations and later for fur traders of the Hudson's Bay Company. It has shaped the settlement patterns of central Alberta for centuries. Maintain a safe altitude above the river valley to avoid downdrafts near the steep banks. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations over populated areas. Look for the winding, light-colored water channel cutting through the dense forest and rolling terrain. At your current heading of 86 degrees and ground speed of 176 kT, the river will appear off your left wing in approximately 1 minute. Follow the river downstream to navigate toward flatter terrain if you need to adjust your approach path.
Scenery super nice. Perform landing checklist.
Clearwater River. The Clearwater River is a significant waterway flowing through the Alberta foothills, known for its pristine water and rugged canyon sections. It serves as a vital corridor for local wildlife and offers dramatic scenery. The river has been a
Landing
traditional travel
checklist.
route
Reading
for
aloud.
indigenous peoples for
Via,
centuries and later became a
Flaps.
focal point
Approach
for
or set or
early
down
fur
or as
traders
required.
and explorers
Lights,
navigating
on
the
or set or as
interior of
required.
Alberta. Maintain
Cabin
a safe
differential zero.
altitude above the
Checked.
river valley to
Landing
avoid
checklist
downdrafts
complete.
near the canyon walls. Always monitor your vertical speed during descent. Look for a winding,
Possibly next
light-colored
comes the
ribbon of
after
water
landing
cutting through the
checklist.
dense forest. canopy directly ahead of your current heading. At your current heading of 359 degrees and 150 kT ground speed, the river will be directly beneath you in approximately 1.5 minutes. Follow the river valley north for a scenic route that provides excellent natural navigation references through the foothills. North Saskatchewan River, a major river system that flows through the heart of Alberta, providing a scenic corridor through the foothills. The river has been a primary transportation route for Indigenous peoples and fur traders for centuries. Use the river as a reliable navigational reference, but be mindful of changing terrain elevation along the banks. Identify the river by its winding path and the distinct contrast of the water against the surrounding forest and prairie. The river is located approximately 4 km to the northeast of your current position at the airport. Flying parallel to the river provides excellent opportunities for photography and scenic observation of the valley.
Go away.
Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha Romeo traffic. Gray Skies Golf Sierra 1. Take
Jasper National Park. Jasper National Park is the largest national park in the Canadian Rockies, known for its vast wilderness, glaciers, and abundant wildlife. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that offers some of the most dramatic mountain scenery in North America. Established in 1907, the park was named after Jasper Hawes, a Northwest Company fur trader. It has since become a premier destination for mountaineers and nature enthusiasts from around the globe. Maintain a minimum altitude of 2,000 feet AGL over national park boundaries to minimize wildlife disturbance and comply with local regulations. Look for the massive, snow-capped peaks and deep, U-shaped glacial valleys stretching toward the horizon to the west and north. At your current altitude of 3,003 ft and heading of 12 degrees, the park entrance lies roughly to your left front. As you depart and turn toward the west, these mountains will become the primary focus of your flight. Follow the Athabasca River Valley for a scenic and safe route through the mountainous terrain, keeping a close eye on rapidly changing weather patterns. Banff Airstrip. This small, unpaved airstrip serves as the primary gateway for light aircraft accessing the Banff National Park area. Established in the mid-20th century, the airstrip has long provided essential access for park management and recreational aviation enthusiasts. Maintain awareness of surrounding high terrain and variable mountain winds. Always check local NOTAM and adhere to park-specific flight regulations. Look for a narrow, gravel-surfaced runway strip nestled in the valley floor, surrounded by dense pine forests. You are currently parked on the runway surface. Upon departure on heading 15 degrees, you will be facing directly toward the valley exit. Use the Bow River as a primary navigation reference when departing the area to maintain clear terrain separation.
There's a helipad here.
Command not
That's
recognized.
the one.
Please try again. Go ahead and name the checklist section. Command not recognized.
I think the scanner is broken. I think the next one will be Banff Hospital. Yeah, that's the one. But the people in these buildings love me right now. Blowing off their roof tiles. Let's keep pushing. What kind of castle is that? Banff Springs Hotel. Big ass hotel.
Mount Rundle. Mount Rundle is a striking, tilted mountain peak that dominates the skyline between Canmore and Banff. Its unique geological structure features a long, sloping ridge that is easily recognizable from the air. The mountain was named by explorer James Hector in 1858 after Reverend Robert Rundle, a Methodist missionary who served in the area during the 1840s. Avoid flying too close to the steep rock faces, as mountain waves and turbulence are common in this area. Identify the mountain by its distinctive tilted appearance, with a long, gentle slope on one side and a sheer, dramatic cliff face on the other. Mount Rundle will be visible directly ahead and slightly to your right as you continue your 285-degree heading. You should reach the vicinity in approximately 10 minutes. This peak is an excellent landmark for orientation. Use it to gauge your position relative to the Banff town site.
navigation is so broken. This valley looks nice. Let's do some map of the Earth. You're gonna fly at about 135 before the pretty late stall starts to really kick in. The 125 is a safe limit.
Canmore. Canmore is a vibrant mountain town nestled in the Bow Valley, surrounded by the towering peaks of the Canadian Rockies. It serves as a major hub for outdoor recreation and tourism. Originally a coal mining town established in 1883, Canmore transitioned into a premier tourist destination following the closure of its mines in the late 20th century. Maintain safe altitude above the town and respect noise abatement procedures. Be mindful of mountain wave turbulence near the valley walls. Look for the dense cluster of buildings and the distinct Three Sisters peaks rising sharply to the south of the town site. At your current heading of 143 degrees and altitude of 4,871 ft, Canmore will appear off your left wing in approximately 5 minutes. Use the Bow River as a primary navigation line to track through the valley, but keep a sharp eye for other aircraft operating in this popular corridor.
I don't think I will. Yeah, this river choice was the right one. We have to go check.
Three Sisters. The Three Sisters are three prominent mountain peaks: Big Sister, Middle Sister, and Little Sister that dominate the skyline south of Canmore. They are among the most recognizable landmarks in the Canadian Rockies. The peaks were named the Three Nuns by George Dawson in 1886, but the name was later changed to the Three Sisters. They have long served as a navigational landmark for travelers moving through the Bow Valley. Avoid flying too close to the steep rock faces due to unpredictable mountain turbulence and rotor effects. Maintain a safe distance from the peaks to ensure adequate terrain clearance. Identify these by their distinct, sharp, and jagged profiles, with the largest peak, Big Sister, standing out clearly against the southern horizon. These peaks will be visible to your right front quadrant as you continue your 122-degree heading. You will pass them in roughly 5 minutes at your current ground speed. The lighting is often best in the late afternoon, which highlights the dramatic vertical relief of the north faces.
can even see the layers on the rocks.
Three Sisters. The Three Sisters are three prominent peaks near Canmore, individually named Big Sister, Middle Sister, and Little Sister. The peaks were originally named the Three Nuns in 1883 by Albert Rogers, but the name was later changed to the Three Sisters. Be aware of unpredictable mountain winds near the peaks. Ensure you remain well above the summits to avoid turbulence. Identify three distinct, jagged peaks standing side by side. They are the most iconic silhouette visible from the Canmore area. With your current ground speed of 147 kT, the Three Sisters will be off your right wing shortly. They are currently positioned slightly behind your 3 o'clock position. These peaks serve as an excellent landmark for orienting yourself when entering the Bow Valley from the south.
Excellent landing. It's a nice view. Okay, next stop is at Canmore. There should be 2 helipads.
Bow Valley, Provincial Electoral District. Bow Valley was a provincial electoral district in Alberta, Canada, mandated to return a single member to the Legislative Assembly of Alberta from 1913 to 1940, and again from 1971 to 1997.
Overspeed here super quickly. You can do about 3 to 4,000 feet per minute in the UE minimum collective dive. Downtown Canmore, Banff, Canada. Must be a cheap ass town.
Canmore. Canmore is a picturesque mountain town nestled in the Bow Valley, surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Canadian Rockies. It serves as a major hub for outdoor recreation and tourism in the region. Originally established as a coal mining town in 1883, Canmore transitioned into a vibrant tourist destination following the closure of its mines in the late 20th century. It gained international prominence during the 1988 Winter Olympics. Maintain a safe altitude above the town and be mindful of noise abatement procedures. Always check local airspace restrictions before maneuvering. Look for the dense cluster of buildings and the distinct layout of the town nestled against the base of the mountains. At your current heading of 325 degrees and altitude of 4,663 ft, the town center is directly ahead and slightly to your left. You will reach the vicinity in approximately 1.5 minutes at your current ground speed. Follow the Bow River Valley for a scenic route, but keep a sharp eye out for other aircraft and changing wind conditions near the mountain passes.
Right. Can you hear the narrator? Can you hear the narrator on the stream? If you want to answer in the chat, that's okay. This looks like a big base. Let's check this out. This is definitely the right pad to choose. Not even the center. What are they up to? Poor old 407 is going through some tough times. These are pods for firefighting. They hold some water or some liquids. There should be some pads along that big road. Then I will go to the McConnell Ridge. Okay, let's do some scud running along the highway. Nice bandwidth warning on the screen. My internet sucks, so there may be a loss of quality. Bandwidth is so great. I should come here more often.
Canmore. Canmore is a scenic mountain town nestled in the Bow Valley, known for its stunning views of the Three Sisters Peaks. Originally a coal mining town established in 1883, Canmore transitioned into a world-class tourism and outdoor recreation hub following the closure of the mines in 1979. Maintain a safe altitude above the town and be mindful of noise abatement procedures. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements over populated areas. Look for the dense cluster of buildings situated along the Bow River, framed by the towering limestone peaks of the Three Sisters to the south. At your current altitude of 4,263 ft and heading of 88 degrees, Canmore is located to your left northwest. You will pass the town center in approximately 2 minutes at your current ground speed. Follow the Bow River Valley eastward for a smooth, scenic route that provides excellent terrain clearance while keeping the town in sight.
Right.
Lac d'Arcs, Alberta. Lac d'Arcs is a lake in Alberta,
Can you hear this
Canada, that forms
narration
part
on
of the
the
Bow River.
stream?
Located within Alberta's Rockies, the hamlet of Lac d'Arcs is on the lake's southeastern shore, while the Lafarge X Shaw plant and a limestone quarry lie on the lake's northern shore. The Trans-Canada Highway runs along the southern shore, and the CPKC Railway Main Line and Highway 1A follow the northern shore. The lake is also locally known for a local landmark, Adams Island,
51.05315297703115.1878097713771371516. Known for their distinctive jagged
This is a small island visible
the
from the
peaks were
Trans-Canada
originally
Highway
named the
and
Three
a common
Nuns by
sightseeing
George
attraction for
Paulson in
tourists.
1886, but the name was later changed to the Three Sisters. They have long served as a navigational landmark for travelers moving through the Bow Valley. Avoid flying too close to the rock faces due to unpredictable mountain turbulence and downdrafts. Maintain a safe distance from the peaks at all times. Identify the 3 distinct, sharp, snow-dusted peaks rising prominently to the southwest of Canmore. They are easily recognizable by their steep, layered limestone faces. The 3 sisters will be located off your left wing as you continue your current heading. You will pass them in roughly 5 minutes. These peaks are excellent for orientation. Use them to confirm your position relative to the town of Canmore and the main valley corridor.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No one saw that. Alpine helicopters, helipad coming up. This is too low. Yeah. That's a dam. No one saw those power lines. They are on the chart, but I ignored them.
Canmore is a scenic mountain town nestled in the Bow Valley, surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Canadian Rockies. It serves as a gateway to Banff National Park and is famous for its outdoor recreation and historic coal mining routes. Originally established as a coal mining town in 1883, Canmore transitioned into a vibrant tourism and residential hub. Following the closure of the mines in the late 20th century, it gained international prominence as a host venue for the 1988 Winter Olympics. Maintain a safe altitude above the town and respect local noise abatement procedures. Always monitor for other aircraft in this popular mountain corridor. Look for the dense cluster of buildings situated along the Bow River, framed by the prominent Three Sisters peaks to the south. At your current altitude of 4,244 ft and heading of 39 degrees, Canmore will appear to your left. You will pass the town area in approximately 5 minutes at your current ground speed. Follow the Bow River Valley for a smooth and scenic route, but be mindful of rapidly changing mountain winds and
The River is a mountain river
near
in
the
western
ridges.
Alberta, Canada. It is a tributary of the Bow River, crossing much of the length of the northern section of Kananaskis country. The river was named by John Palliser in 1858 after a Cree.
There is no scenery for this one. Let's keep on shoving. We will chopper off to the southwest. Canadian Rockies Outdoor Learning Center. We can go beneath these ones. Ooh, that's a mountain helipad. But first, the learning center.
Bow Valley Provincial Park. Bow Valley Provincial Park is a provincial park in Alberta, Canada. Established in 1959 in the arch of the Bow River at its confluence with the Kananaskis River, the park is one park of many within the Kananaskis Country Park
I don't see
system.
scenery for
This
this.
park is located at the eastern edge of Alberta's Rocky Mountains in the Bow Valley, and it features trout fishing in the Bow River and spectacular mountain scenery. It includes forested areas, meadows, lakes, and an area of unusual warm springs. There are also glacial landforms such as eskers, kames, moraines, and kettle lakes that formed during the
Barrier
retreat of
Lake
the Bow Valley
Ultrawide.
Glacier in the late Pleistocene.
This may be good.
Mount Yamaska. Mount Yamaska, also known as Mount John Laurie, is a striking mountain peak characterized by its massive, sheer limestone cliff face. It is a highly recognizable landmark for climbers and pilots navigating the Bow Valley. The mountain was named after John Laurie, prominent advocate for the Stoney Nakoda First Nations people. The name Yamaska is derived from the Stoney word Ayamnafka, meaning wall of stone. Avoid flying too close to the cliff face due to unpredictable mountain waves and turbulence. Ensure you maintain adequate terrain clearance at all times. Identify the mountain by its distinct, near vertical south-facing limestone cliff that stands out sharply against the surrounding forested slopes. As you continue your climb, this peak will be positioned to your rear right. It is a prominent feature that helps define the eastern entrance to the Rockies. Use the cliff face as a visual waypoint when transitioning from the prairies into the mountain flying environment.
Let's go out for a walk. I hope the heli won't fall off. It looks pretty bad. It may go over the edge quite soon. I put the power down, but FS24 for you. Perhaps it will stay over here, but doesn't look very good. We'll have to be quick. That's a nice view to the Banff Valley.
Fairholme Group. The Fairholme Group is a stratigraphic unit of late Devonian, Frasnian, age. It is present on the western edge of the Western Canada Sedimentary Basin in the Rocky Mountains and foothills of Alberta and British Columbia. It was named for the Fairholme Range near Exshaw in the Canadian Rockies by H. Beach in 1943. The formations of the Fairholme Group include fossils of marine animals such as stromatoporoids, corals, brachiopods, crinoids, and conodones. Barrier Lake, Alberta. Barrier Lake is a man-made reservoir at the north end of Kananaskis Country in Alberta, Canada. Highway 40 runs between the lake and Mount Baldy, on the eastern shore. It is entirely located in the Bow Valley Provincial Park. Barrier Lake was created by the former Calgary Power Company, now TransAlta, in 1947, for hydroelectric power generation on the Kananaskis River. The dam that impounds the lake
I
is
think
at the
those are
north
the
end of the lake.
prairies of Canada.
The lake is also used for recreational activities, with hiking paths surrounding the lake, and cross-country skiing trails in the winter. A visitor center is located on the eastern shore. Two-day use areas, Barrier Dam and Barrier Lake, are maintained by Alberta Parks. The Jewel Bay Backcountry Campground is established 4 kilometers, 2 miles, from the dam. Water skiing is permitted on the lake, but is rarely done due to the low temperatures of the water. Barrier Lake was used in the 2003 film X2, X-Men United as the stand-in for Alkali Lake, and in Heartland, CBC, as Eagle Lake, 2011.
You can destroy your engine with over torque if you throttle up too quickly. Not that I have ever done that. It's a bit of a hike to Moose Mountain, but I'll do it. It's gonna be nice. Moose Mountain helipad is somewhere over there.
Barrier Lake, Alberta. Barrier Lake is a man-made reservoir at the north end of Kananaskis Country in Alberta, Canada. Highway 40 runs between the lake and Mount Baldy, on the eastern shore. It is entirely located in the Bow Valley Provincial Park. Barrier Lake was created by the former Calgary Power Company, now TransAlta, in 1947, for hydroelectric power generation on the Kananaskis River. The dam that impounds the lake is at the north end of the lake. The lake is also used for recreational activities, with hiking paths surrounding the lake, and cross-country skiing trails in the winter. A visitor center is located on the eastern shore. Two-day use areas, Barrier Dam and Barrier Lake, are maintained by Alberta Parks. The Jewel Bay Backcountry Campground is established 4 kilometers, 2 miles, from the dam. Water skiing is permitted on the lake, but is rarely done due to the low temperatures of the water. Barrier Lake was used in the Don Getty Wildland Provincial Park. Don Getty Wildland Provincial Park is a wildland provincial park in Kananaskis Country, Alberta, Canada. It was created on July 24, 2001 and has an area of 62,775
Resort
hectares,
is a prominent facility located near the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. It serves as a cultural and recreational landmark for the region. The resort is situated on land significant to the Stoney Nakoda First Nation. It was developed to provide tourism and economic opportunities, while honoring the local heritage. Ensure you maintain adequate terrain clearance as you approach the foothills. Be mindful of potential mountain wave turbulence. In this area, identify the large, multi-story building structure nestled near the edge of the foothills. Its distinct architectural style stands out against the natural terrain. Given your current heading of 137 degrees, the resort is located to your right. You are currently moving away from this position, so observe it early in your flight path. Use the resort as a waypoint when transitioning from the plains toward the mountain passes, keeping a close eye on your altitude relative to the rising terrain.
Thanks for watching by the way. I hope you are enjoying the views.
Camp 130. Camp 130, also known as the Kananaskis Camp and the Camp Seeb, was a Canadian prisoner of war camp located near Seeb, Alberta. The camp operated from September 1939 to June 1946. Mount Baldy, Alberta. Mount Baldy is a mountain located in the Kananaskis River Valley alongside Highway 40 in the Canadian Rockies. During World War II, prisoners in a nearby internment camp were occasionally permitted to make the ascent of Mt. Baldy as long as they promised to return. A University of Calgary research center now occupies the former location of the camp. Up until 1984, when it was given its current-day official name, it was commonly referred to as Barrier Mountain, due to its proximity to Barrier Lake.
Nice, they let the prisoners of war to get out and get some fresh air. Nice. That's so Canadian. There is something on the top.
Mount Lorette. Mount Lorette is a prominent peak in the Canadian Rockies, known for its jagged silhouette and steep eastern face. Named after the Lorette Mission in Quebec, this peak has been a landmark for explorers and surveyors since the early 20th century. Maintain a safe altitude above the peak to avoid downdrafts, common near steep mountain faces. Always monitor local airspace and terrain clearance. Look for a sharp, triangular peak with distinct gray limestone cliffs that stand out against the surrounding forest. At your current heading of 98 degrees and altitude of 7,734 ft, Mount Lorette is located behind you to the west. You will pass it quickly at your ground speed of 122 kT. Use the peak as a navigation waypoint to orient yourself before turning toward the Kananaskis Valley.
I almost hit VRS. Not ideal. The helipad is a bit broken. The wind is a bit stiff. Right. Let's go out for a walk. And once again, she wants to escape from the helipad. Let's see where she ends up.
Moose Mountain, Alberta. Moose Mountain is a 2,437 meter, 7,995 feet, mountain located 19 kilometers, 12 miles, west of Bragg Creek, Alberta in Kananaskis country. Scenes in the first season of the television series Tin Star were shot on Moose Mountain. Prairie Mountain, Alberta. Prairie Mountain is located in the Rocky Mountains of Alberta. Due to its proximity to the city of Calgary, the hike up the south side is heavily trafficked, and sees use every month of the year. Kananaskis Country. Kananaskis Country, also known as K Country, is a multi-use area located west of Calgary in the foothills and front ranges of the Canadian Rockies, Alberta, Canada. Kananaskis Country has also been referred to as a recreation area, a park system, and a planning area. The area's western edge borders Banff National Park and the Alberta-British Columbia border. The region owes its name to the Kananaskis River, which was named by John Palliser in 1858 after a legendary Cree native.
Look at this.
Covering an area of approximately 4,000 square kilometers, 1,500 square miles, Kananaskis Country was established by the Alberta government in 1978 to provide a variety of land uses and designations. Land uses include resource extraction activities, such as forestry, cattle grazing, water, oil and gas, recreation, power generation, and residential communities. Land designations include public land and protected areas.
Okay, we are off to Mount Kidd. There's a Kananaskis airport on the way. I'll check that out as well.
Old Baldy, Fisher Range. Old Baldy is a 2,726 meter, 8,944 foot, mountain summit located in the Fisher Range of Kananaskis Country in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta, Canada. Old Baldy's nearest higher peak is Mount Kidd, 4.0 kilometers 2.5 miles to the west-southwest. Mount McDougall, also 2,726 meters like Old Baldy, lies 2.0 kilometers 1.2 miles to the southeast of Old Baldy. Mount Bryant. Mount Bryant is a mountain in the Fisher Range in the Rocky Mountains of Alberta. Named for Alfred Harold Bryant, a homesteader from the surrounding area who later became a forest ranger.
Trying to get down to business without overspeeding too much.
Kananaskis Country. Kananaskis Country is a sprawling system of parks and protected areas in the Canadian Rockies. It is renowned for its rugged mountain peaks, dense forests, and diverse wildlife. Established in 1978, the region was named after a river by John Palliser in 1858. It has since become a premier destination for outdoor recreation and conservation. Maintain a safe altitude above the terrain and watch for mountain wave turbulence. Always check local airspace restrictions before maneuvering. Look for the dramatic transition from the rolling foothills to the jagged, snow-dusted peaks of the Front Ranges at your current altitude of 6,866 ft and heading of 234 degrees. This area will appear off your right wing in approximately 3 minutes. Follow the valley systems for a smoother ride, but keep a close eye on your altitude as terrain rises rapidly to the west.
For the code. This time I'm not talking about me. Hehe, lol lol. Such a nice place. We will go over this hump and go down that valley leading to north. Take a look at the river going to the west as we climb this. A bit of wind.
Mount Sparrowhawk. Mount Sparrowhawk is a prominent peak in the Canadian Rockies, known for its jagged silhouette and steep eastern face. It is a popular destination for experienced hikers and mountaineers. The mountain was named in 1917 after the HMS Sparrowhawk, a ship that served in the Battle of Jutland during World War I. Maintain a safe distance from the peak to avoid downdrafts near the cliffs. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations over mountainous terrain. Look for a sharp triangular peak with distinct gray limestone scree slopes that stand out against the surrounding ridges. At your current heading of 309 degrees and 91 kT ground speed, Mount Sparrowhawk will appear off your left wing in approximately 4 minutes. Use the peak as a navigation waypoint to align your flight path with the Spray Lakes Valley to the northwest.
The airfield should be down there. And there is another helipad beneath that, near the ski resort. Let's go down the hill. Minimum collective. Let's see if we can dive down this hill.
Kananaskis Village. Kananaskis Village is an unincorporated community in Alberta's Rockies within the Kananaskis Country Park System in the Kananaskis Improvement District of Alberta, Canada. It is located between Calgary and Banff, approximately 26 kilometers 16 miles south of the Trans-Canada Highway, Highway 1, 3 kilometers 1.9 miles west of Highway 40, Kananaskis Trail, via Mt. Allen Drive and Centennial Drive. The community is located on the west shore of the Kananaskis River at the base of Mount Kidd. The village was the host of the 28th G8 Summit in 2002
Three Sisters.
and the
The Three
51st G7
Sisters are
Summit
three
in
prominent mountain
2025.
peaks known as Big Sister,
Kananaskis
Middle
Improvement
Sister, and
District's
Little Sister.
municipal office
They are
is
iconic
located in
landmarks
Kananaskis
visible
Village.
throughout the Bow Valley. The peaks were named the Three Nuns in 1883 by Albert Rogers, but were later renamed to the Three Sisters. They are a significant cultural landmark for the local community. Avoid flying too close to the vertical rock faces to prevent turbulence and potential rotor effects. Ensure you remain well above the peaks to maintain a safe margin. Identify the three distinct, jagged peaks standing in a row, often capped with snow. They are highly recognizable against the skyline to the west. The peaks are positioned to your right front. Given your current heading of 252 degrees, you will have a clear view of the formation as you continue or approach. These peaks serve as an excellent navigational waypoint for pilots flying through the Bow Valley corridor.
Okay, where is the helipad? It should be on top of this ridge.
Mount Kidd. Mount Kidd is a 2,958 meter, 9,705 foot, double summit massif centrally located in Kananaskis Country in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta, Canada. Mount Kidd is situated within Spray Valley Provincial Park, and its nearest higher neighbor is Mount Sparrowhawk, 7.0 kilometers 4.3 miles to the northwest. Mount Kidd is a landmark that can be seen from Highway 40 in the Kananaskis village area, and from the Kananaskis Country Golf Course which lies at the eastern base of the mountain.
Quite a bit of left pulled to keep going straight. What does he want? Hey, that's some reindeer. Let's check those out. Hopefully they don't be scared off by the chopper. Black bear. Interesting. Where is that bear? I would like to know. Sounds pretty scary.
Kananaskis Country Golf Course. Kananaskis Country Golf Course is a public 36-hole golf course situated in Kananaskis Country, a park system west of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, in the foothills and front ranges of the Canadian Rockies. The course opened in 1983 and was purchased for $25.5 million. The facility is located at the south of Kananaskis Village, Alberta. There are two 18-hole golf layouts, named MT Lorette and MT Kidd, after the mountains under which they play. The course ranks frequently in the top courses in Canada, including the rankings of Score Golf magazine. The two courses host about 60,000 rounds of golf annually, with 85% played by Albertans. During the June 2013 Alberta floods, Kananaskis Country sustained the most extensive damage in its 36-year history. Alberta's government committed $18 million to rebuild the course and to protect it from the future flood damage. Nakiska. Nakiska is a ski resort in Western Canada, in the Kananaskis Country region of the province of Alberta. It is located 83 kilometers 52 miles from Calgary, west on Highway 1, Trans-Canada Highway, and south on Highway 40, Kananaskis Trail. Nakiska is a Cree word meaning to meet or meeting place. Set on the east face of the southern end of Mount Allen, Nakiska has 64 trails with 4 chairlifts, 3 high-speed quads and 1 double, 1 reg magic carpet and 1 monster carpet, set up over an area of 3 square kilometers 1.2 square miles. The longest run has 3.3 kilometers 2.1 miles, from a top lift-served elevation of 2,258 meters 7,408 feet to the base at 1,479 meters 4,852 feet. Nakiska is owned by Resorts of the Canadian Rockies, which also owns the Fernie, Kimberley, Kicking, Ribbon Peak. Ribbon Peak is a 2,880 meter, 9,450 foot, summit located in Kananaskis Country in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta, Canada. Ribbon's nearest higher neighbor is Mount Bogart, 1 kilometer 0.62 miles to the southwest. Ribbon Peak is situated 4 kilometers northwest of Mount Kidd, and both can be seen from Highway 40 near the Kananaskis Village Junction along Highway 40.
Did I do a failure at the last? Transmission oil pressure, engine oil pressure. Don't know about this. Okay, last leg of the flight to Mount Sark helipad.
Canmore is a scenic mountain town nestled in the Bow Valley, surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Canadian Rockies. Originally established as a coal mining town in 1883, it has since transformed into a world-class destination for outdoor recreation and tourism. Be mindful of noise abatement procedures over the town and maintain a safe altitude for overflight. Identify the town by the cluster of buildings along the Bow River, situated directly at the base of the Three Sisters Peaks. The town is currently located behind and to your right. You are passing the valley entrance now. Follow the Bow River Valley for a smooth, scenic route through the mountains, keeping an eye on your terrain clearance.
Mount Sparrowhawk. Mount Sparrowhawk is a 3,121 meter, 10,240 feet, mountain summit located in Kananaskis Country in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta, Canada. Mount Sparrowhawk's nearest higher peak is Mount Bogart, 3.6 kilometers, 2.2 miles to the southeast. Sparrowhawk's south slope was a candidate to be used as a ski hill for the alpine events at the 1988 Winter Olympics, but nearby Mount Allen's Nakiska was selected instead.
Let's see how the auto rotation goes. The rotor RPM should be in the green. This is not going too well. This is not going too well. I must admit. The rotor RPM is not coming up. It's a mayday. Rotor RPM is super low. Trying to find a clear spot. Uh-oh, this is it. No! That was pretty smooth actually. The trees are pretty young, so they were a bit bouncy. But why the hell did I lose the engine in the first place? Temps and torque were within limits. No idea what's going on. Let's get a quick field repair going on and then keep pushing to the Mount Shark. Okay, let's go. The most important thing is this torque, and it was within the limits all the time. Pretty weird.
Spray Valley Provincial Park. Spray Valley Provincial Park is a provincial park located east of the Rocky Mountains, along the Spray River in western Alberta, Canada. The park is part of the Kananaskis Country Park System, along with Blue Rock Wildland Provincial Park, Bow Valley Provincial Park, Bow Valley Wildland Provincial Park, Kenmore Nordic Center Provincial Park, Don Getty Wildland Provincial Park, Elbow Sheep Wildland Provincial Park, Peter Lauid Provincial Park, Plateau Mountain Ecological Reserve, Sheep River Provincial Park, and numerous designated provincial recreational areas. Spray Valley borders Banff National Park to the west. Spray Valley Provincial Park falls under the jurisdiction of Alberta Culture, and on-site management is delegated to Cedar and Spruce campgrounds. Ribbon Peak. Ribbon Peak is a 2,880 meter, 9,450 foot, summit located in Kananaskis Country in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta, Canada. Ribbon's nearest higher neighbor is Mount Bogart, 1 kilometer 0.62 miles to the southwest. Ribbon Peak is situated 4 kilometers northwest of Mount Kidd, and both can be seen from Highway 40 near the Kananaskis Village Junction along Highway 40.
Spray Lakes Reservoir, a large, man-made reservoir nestled between the high peaks of the Kananaskis Range. It is a popular destination for fishing, camping, and backcountry hiking. The reservoir was created in the 1950s by the construction of the Spray Lakes Dam to provide hydroelectric power to the region. Maintain a safe altitude above the water surface and be aware of potential downdrafts near the steep mountain slopes. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations. Look for a large, elongated body of turquoise water surrounded by steep, rocky mountain slopes. At your current altitude of 7,927 ft and heading of 247 degrees, the reservoir will appear off your left wing in approximately 2 minutes. Follow the valley floor to enjoy the best views of the shoreline, but keep a close eye on your terrain clearance.
Chat, what the hell am I missing here? The overtalk. Temps are within limits. Yeah, back to heli school, I guess. Let's see if I can destroy the engine for the third time on the same mountain. See what's going on. Master caution. We will be going down quite soon. Transmission hot and ships detected. Okay, third mayday. Let's see if we can make it down the mountain before the transmission gives up. moped should be past that small pond. Chips, transmission pressure, hot oil, rotor RPM going down, collective minimum, establish glide speed. I might have to set her down along this road or that pond. That pond may
Grey
be
Lakes
better.
Reservoir, a large, man-made reservoir nestled between the peaks of the Kananaskis Range. It serves as a vital part of the hydroelectric power generation system in the region. The reservoir was created in the 1950s by damming the Spray River to provide power for the growing needs of Alberta, significantly altering the local valley landscape. Maintain a safe
Wow,
altitude
just
above
in
the
time.
water surface and be aware of potential downdrafts near the surrounding steep mountain slopes. Look for a long, winding body of turquoise-colored water stretching through the valley floor. At your current heading of 242 degrees and 6,443 ft altitude, the reservoir will appear off your left wing and directly ahead within approximately 2 minutes. Follow the valley floor for a scenic route, but keep a close eye on your terrain clearance as the valley walls rise sharply on both.
Okei. Ketä tuossa pretiintä? Okay, that's gonna be the end of the stream. I will go to sauna right now. I might stream some later. Thanks for watching and bye bye. See you later.